And did you have any Halloween books?
Hi, Ashton. How are you? Well, we have some books with Edgar Allan Poe, some of his poetry. We have stories on ghost stories. And we have this book titled The Seventh House of Gables, written by Nathaniel Hawthorne. He wrote this a long time ago in 1851. And this house is actually a museum today in Massachusetts. The house was owned by the Pincherons, and it was built in 1668. And there was some kind of intrigue because they thought there were witches that lived there. So the story actually deals with love, romance, the issues of good and evil, atonement, and retribution. Some of the other interesting things are some of the main characters are Phoebe and Hallgrove, who actually strike up a romance. And the Pincherons, the people who actually own the house, are also in this book of fiction. So I think you might like this story. As I said, it does deal with a little bit of maybe witchcraft and mystery. So do you think this might interest you, Ashley?
Sure.
Okay, well, why don't you take this out, and if it gets a little tough to read, or you want some help with some of the characters, just come on back and see me again. But let me know how you did like The House of Seven Gables by Nathaniel Hawthorne, because it's considered an American classic.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. As school libraries are losing their financial funding and through circumstances such as our natural disasters and dealing with the destruction of our school library, which left the library demolished, we have to ask ourselves, is losing the funding for the school library what we should be doing? I say the definitive answer is, don't even think about it. Libraries have been in prominence since the Sumerians stored their cuneiform clay tablets, circa 27 BC. The Greeks had the ancient library in Alexandria, Egypt, that was established by Ptolemy. The great thinkers such as Socrates says that an unexamined life is not worth living. No doubt Shakespeare, Beethoven, Lincoln, Einstein, Hemingway, Picasso, Babe Ruth, and Martha Graham all have books which they reference and pondered and evaluated. Today, with the term media center and information literacy, information literacy gets students to ask the essential questions. Also, it enables them to access, retrieve, evaluate, synthesize, and share info. The school library media specialist teaches students to be efficient and effective independent learners. The research process must be conducted, which includes Eisenberg's Big Six. 1, task definition. 2, to gather information. 3, to locate and retrieve information. 4 is to use information. 5 is to synthesize. 6 is to evaluate and share. In 1998, the American Library Association established the 9 information literacy skills and standards, of which these skills tie in with the New Jersey core curriculum, tech skills. As a SLMS, I integrate study units, share new apps, provide workshops, and extend library hours. I meet with administrators, sit in on curriculum development, and make use of interlibrary loans and connect with the community and belong to the Professional Association, ALA. I put in extra effort with learning multimedia, discourse current and accurate information, and seek to be an expert with print and non-print material. I ensure that our students' special needs have the correct assistive technologies that are listed on their IEP. With current legislation looming, I see that e-books are available and students have remote access from home. I make sure that certain filters have been put on cameras. However, at the same time, trying to instill the widest range possible with reads. Classroom libraries cannot house the extensive collection that our library did house. We cannot assume that all students will have internet access at home and can avail themselves of the public libraries. Extended hours allow students to be tutored. The PISA test of science and math and reading revealed that the U.S. had an average of 11 points below 30 other countries. This research demonstrates that students with schools with strong library media score higher on tests of reading and basic study skills. Recently, there was a research study with qualitative information from the School of Information Studies at Syracuse University in New York. They included 47 schools in New York with over 1,600 teachers, SLMS, and students that amount participated. The samples were from children in 4th, 8th, and 11th grade. It was titled, Impact of New York's School Libraries on Student Achievement and Motivation. The study was done as a critical incident using the Likert scales of multiple choice and a scale. What they discovered was just about every student and every teacher does use the library. The study referenced a certified SLMS. At least once a week, 69% of the students went to the library. 13% use the library every day. 20% go 3 to 4 times a week. 36% go once or twice a week. 15% go once or twice a month. And 10% they only said they went once a year. Doing research in a library was concluded by 69% of the students and 54% of the teachers. There is a move currently with legislation titled SKILLS, which is an acronym for Strengthening Students' Interest in Learning Library Skills, and having a certified SLMS would fall under the No Child Left Behind enacted by Congress. As a SLMS, I teach students the concepts of intellectual freedom, copyright, and how to citate. Tech was once thought to make schools obsolete. Now they have actually increased the need for library media centers, as well as a certified SLMS, who guides students through an increasingly complex information environment. Not having a physical space will require accommodations, ones that I am willing to make for the sake of the educational community. Having a portable trailer on the school would allow the library to continue. And as I continue to work with the students and the families, we would like to still conduct a book bingo, book clubs, book parade, various book contests, and aim to use Skype as a means to chat live with authors and scholars. Teacher 2 can provide video talks. I will not let the services of the library falter. We can make this happen. The tech room we can use for certain classes, and we can also use portable carts to bring to the classrooms. I have already contacted other schools in the district and parents in the community, and they are more than willing to donate books that they are able, and they've provided a sizable collection. I am willing and able to have students save money from their lunches so they can contribute and create a book fund. I have contacted Barnes & Nobles, and they are able to work with us on a book fundraiser. Currently, at this time, I am pleased to announce that I completed the application for the AASL Research Grant. The proposal is to log and qualify the skills learned in practice through our 6th graders. The grant, if received, will allow us to receive $2,500. I will seek to apply for other grants as well. I'd like to quote J.A. Langford. The only true equalizer in the world are books. The only true treasure house open to all comers is a library. The only wealth which will not decay is knowledge. The only jewel which can carry you beyond the grave is wisdom. So as we struggle with the aftermath of destruction of our library, let's not turn our backs on our children and close the doors on our library.